Good morning, good morning. Thank you, Lord, for a new day to trade, not financial advice, educational purposes only. Shorting small caps is very high risk. So, the only play I'm in right now is RITR. I just entered it not too long ago on one of the most recent pops, just seeing if it's going to flush here at 7 o'clock. My entry is 129, so not too bad, but I want to see if it flushes here. Only in 1,000 shares. And then I'll be looking for new pops at 7. Good morning, good morning. UOKA's been pumping, but locates are crazy on this one. Oh, and it was acknowledged at the 200. I didn't even notice that earlier. So we're getting some news now. See if we see anything moving. Getting a little flush on RITR. I'm gonna trim a little bit of my size here just in case. Cool. Anything else moving? I see PLSM had some FDA clearance. PLSM. It's not really doing anything. IINN. Looks like it's trying to retest a little pop here. See if it gets to the 200s at $1. I'll be interested, as long as there's nothing too concerning with this ticker. You were pushing, so we get to $1. I'm gonna be interested in this one. We got double stack 200s at the dollar cycle level, so if we get up there, I will be interested. RITR is flushing here, so again, what is it? Sorry, I got a new scanner in the background in my ears, and it's kind of got me all over the place. But I think it said PTY. Oh, I'm gonna keep an eye on IINN. We're going towards the 200s now, so, and I'm gonna play it here at $1. They had news today. Approval from 12 billion revenue HMO, world's second largest, enabling immediate ART 100 deployment. So let me look this up a little bit. I don't really. Okay. So secured vendor approval from the Medical Equipment Committee, enabling immediate procurement and deployment of Inspira ART 100 So basically 14 major hospitals and 1,600 clinics. Okay, I'll play it at this level. If it gets up to $1. Yeah, the 200s are stacked at $1. The SMA and the EMA, so that's why I wanted to get there. I'll probably add some size there. Trimmed some of my RITR, so I'm not in a lot, but I wanted to see if it was going to flush here at 7, but we didn't really get that. So there's a chance it might try to fight back here. So I went ahead and trimmed some of my size, 129 to like 116, but still holding some shares just in case it breaks down, but also wouldn't be surprised since it's holding its gains if it tries to push one more time. So I'm keeping my eyes on IINN right now. I like for the move to be a little quicker than this, but instead of a grind up towards the level, but let's see. Think it might grind towards $1, then pop over a little once it gets there. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I just know it's a strong level at $1, so I'm gonna play it. Yeah, it definitely can pop over it. So I have orders at 99 cents, 98 cents, and $1.02, just in case it wicks up above there. Get $1.02 fill, but um, we'll see. We'll see. It's got a decent sized float on it, so I'm not too concerned with it, like just, you know, making too intense of a pop, but it definitely could wick above these 200s. That's why I have a order waiting at $1.02 as well. And then I might potentially add more size once I confirm that it looks like it's going to fail. But in the meantime, I have those few orders sitting, those 3 orders sitting. But again, I prefer quick moves to these levels, not this like grinding towards the level, but all good. Well, I wanted to be in it before it did that, but oh well. Chat's quiet today. Must not see much. Dang, I think INN's over. Unfortunate. This is why sometimes I get in a little early because they break down prior to the levels, but it's trying to be patient with this one since it was such a strong level. The dollar psych level, the 200s, but I think this one might be over. Yeah, I can't even get. I wouldn't really want. Well, it did acknowledge the 200 though, but I might would play the 200 retest. But yeah, I can't even get locates on this even if I wanted to play it. UOKA. All right. Well, we'll just hang till something presents itself. LIMN. I want to see it move a little more, especially this sketchy thing. 250, I'm interested though. Have you looked at LIM and just now looking at it? So yeah, I want to see it. This one always fakes me out. I've been successful with it when I've traded it, but it's always gave me a run for my money before it flushed. So I want to see it push higher, but I'm definitely interested in it. Yeah, I played this one on live Friday, and this move right here, but I got in a little too early, so it was stressing me out at first. ZMB, new high of day alert. No, doesn't have enough volume. Yeah, I still don't really like anything. See if INN recovers here. LIM still trying to push. All right, so I was trying to post in the Discord our market recap, so now I'm a little less distracted. So let's see. JFBR news again. Did it move? JFBR. A little bit, not much. Mostly keeping my eyes on IINN and LIMN. Still in some runners with RITR just in case it cracks, but I'm not in very heavy. If it pushes back to maybe like 135, I might add, but if it breaks above 135, I'm gonna stop out of these runners. So I just did the little market snapshot with AI. So 39% of gappers cleared 30% over the last 5 days. The medium gap is 37%. Only 4 100% movers. 79% closed below VWAP. 62% closed below open. So it still is a pretty short friendly market right now. Almost 80% intraday are closing the day below VWAP, so maybe we'll make us some money today. Love to see LIMN make a strong move to 240, 250. But not sure what to expect out of it yet. And also, guys, I pinned the comment. I'm doing a 7-day free trial in the Discord. And over the weekend, I actually ended up adding a dilution bot. I might show it before the stream's over with. But basically, you can do a / command on it, and it'll tell you the dilution of a ticker, even inside the Discord. It's included with the Discord membership. So you can look up any of these tickers, get a full report on them, get a quick report on them, pull up their dilution profile. So something I added over the weekend. And we had our end of month call over the weekend. So that's recorded in there as well. So good time to join the Discord if you're interested. Free trial currently. Oh, there you go, Ian. Good morning. I wasn't able to make the month end meeting yesterday. How was it? I think it was good. Colin and Filthy spoke on it. And Filthy showed went a little more granular into his crown setup. I covered January, discussed how it was kind of up and down that month. Last month, I ended up pulling in 35K, which isn't bad, but it was kind of a up and down month, like I was saying. So I had an 8K day one day and 2 max loss 5K days. So it's very uncommon for me to kind of fluctuate like that. January was all green, average about 2-3K day, and then January was, first couple weeks especially, were very up and down. But the recording's in there, Ian, if you want to check it out. Yeah, it's in there. So you know how we have that folder, the Google Drive with all the end of month calls? It's in there. And I accidentally recorded it on Discord. Y'all know I like to do it through Zoom because they just have better software for recording. So I had to download some like screen recording software. So it's basically what I saw through the whole call. But I mean, it's still recorded. You can hear it. You can see it most of the time. 35, which isn't bad. 35K, which isn't bad. No, I'm happy with it for sure. Very happy with it. I'm more just disappointed in how it fluctuated so much. I haven't had any max losses in like 3-4 months, and I had 2 in January. And it wasn't even like the play's not working. It was just I went too heavy, got a little too aggressive at the wrong time. So, but yeah, no, I'm very happy with the month. But it was following an all green January or an all green December. So those months always give you like fall. Sorry, I was listening to the alert. But yeah, whenever I have those months where it's just like everything goes right, usually the next month I get humbled again. In January, I kind of did. And it's funny because Filthy was on. I don't think Filthy's on the live stream yet today. I know he was at a Super Bowl thing, so he might not have made it to the live stream yet. But it's nice kind of having Filthy have his own channel too, because he is more systematic than I am. I'm very discretionary. He's a little bit more systematic, so it's pretty well rounded. Colin is more like how I trade, more discretionary. Good. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Okay, it's 7:30 now. I just realized that. Oh, we didn't get any 7:30 PRs, or we did, but didn't move anything. RACE has a buyback program, so I don't want to really mess with that one right now. All right, one of these slow mornings again, I guess. I hate when it's like this, but it's out of my control. Look at Hims. Hims is out of my price range, though. It's got a big market cap, I believe. Oh, it's getting destroyed right now, though. What's MSTR doing? Did it pop some more? No, it dropped a little. Yeah, I'm not really sure why Hims is getting beat up like that, but a little out of my market cap. Is the market down? Not really. Yeah, Carl. It is. I just got a message from him in the Discord. Yes, recorded. I don't. Let me see. They're not. Oh, Hims announced they aren't making the fat pill. But Carl, if you're listening, which I think you are, even though you messaged me in Discord, it's in the monthly calls. Yep, under strategy and educational hub. Look there. It's in that Google Drive. Dang. And this is the one I wanted too. Double stack resistance at $1, but oh well. RITR. Man, I want to see RITR breakdown, but I don't want to add size just yet. I want there to be an obvious distraction before I do it. Because if something else really starts running and get money flow, I wouldn't mind adding some size. It's struggling at VWAP. Look how many times it's wicked above it and can't hold. But I don't want to add too much size here, and just in case it wants to make one more of these little $1.30, $1.35 pushes. INTR. Is that what it said? INTR. I got a new little scanner, free little YouTube scanner thing in the background because I have my trade ideas a little too dialed in. I need to loosen it up some. I missed some of these plays, so I got this little free scanner on YouTube. I got some earphones in. A lot of people in the group have been using it, and it's a little distracting, but it does let me know when other things are moving, so I'm trying it out. And they did millions on a Super Bowl ad for a product they can't sell. I don't even want to talk about the Super Bowl. I made so many prop bets, and I went way too heavy with them. Oh my gosh, I got rocked. Got rocked. Oh man. And it wasn't even that fun of a Super Bowl to watch, to be honest. Too many field goals. No, thanks for the update with hymns. Yeah, no, I didn't really enjoy it. Yeah, I missed a lot of prop bets. One of them I was very confident. Went way too heavy with it, but all good. Dang, this thing is breaking down. That they would say Russell Westbrook's name. I went way too heavy on that one, like thousands of dollars. How did they go the whole game without saying Russell Westbrook's, or sorry, Wilson, Russell Wilson. I'm sorry, I'm an NBA dude. Russell Wilson's name the entire game. And I was like, they're for sure going to bring up the last time Seahawks. I don't know, but they didn't say it the entire game. Yeah, they brought up Pete Carroll's name up 10 times, but they didn't bring up Russell Wilson's name the entire game. And you lost money because of that? Yeah, it's a prop bet. Yeah, no, the line was like 75. Like, yeah, it was more likely they were going to say his name than not. And they didn't say it. So, prediction market is not, it's not my thing. Couldn't even enjoy the game. I was waiting for them to say a name. I'm like, no, I ain't doing this anymore. No, yeah, Seahawks, they deserve to win that game for sure. Well, you probably did better than me, Burrito. Man, there ain't nothing. I'm still holding these runners with RITR, and I like how it's looking now, especially in the 1 minute if you pull it up. So next moves to maybe, if it does want to push back up to 125, 130, I'll probably play it. But man, not much going on. But yeah, I placed like probably 8 prop bets. I think one of them hit. So I'm not gonna be launching a prop bet Discord anytime soon. Let's just say that. UOKA. I wasn't even watching it, so it fell below VWAP, coming back to VWAP. But again, I couldn't get locates on it earlier, and it's a super tiny float, so I'm probably gonna leave it alone. A lot of times this will be the move they want though. They'll come back to ooh, and it's gotten to this level twice. So see, historically it fells. Even here, it fell back down pretty quick. It gets to the 200 SMA and then it can't go anymore. So I wonder if that's going to be the story this time. So this might not be a terrible entry. A better entry would be the 200, but it is kind of interesting. Let me see if I can get locates now. This one's a sketchy ticker, high risk. Don't be like me. But I just want to look at locates real quick. $262 for 1,000 shares. Hard pass. I get scared when they pop up on my phone like that because y'all know I'm a mobile trader and I'm afraid I'm gonna fat finger like hit accept, so I don't even hit no because the buttons are right there beside each other. I just let it time out because I've done that before. Meant to hit no and then I hit yes and I'm just like, oh no. Didn't want to pay that much for locates. That's wild. Over 200 bucks for 1,000 shares, so I'm gonna pass on this one. Good morning, Todd. Yeah, I saw you beating up RITR in the group. You already made, what was it, 600 bucks on RITR? In the chat room? I saw you posted what? Or you have 591 bucks on RITR. Let's go, Todd. Got to make back those SMX from Friday. But you were still green last week, even with SMX, right, Todd? Nice. First week, $4,600. Let's go. Yeah, this is brutal, guys. I haven't taken a trade since I've been on, so I'm gonna keep waiting. 8 o'clock is when the majority of PRs come out, so that's where we'll probably get some plays, but was hoping for a little action before then. Only play I'm currently in is RITR. I'm just letting it slowly fade with some runners. I got in earlier around 129, took some profit 116, and then kind of just holding half now. Just seeing if they flush a little bit more. Usually these early pops like that will, especially if they pop around like 6 o'clock, and then there's like 7 o'clock news, 7:30, 8 o'clock news. People will usually forget about these plays, and they not always round trip, but they'll start giving back a lot, but without any real distractions today. Maybe UOKA a little, but not a lot of distractions, so it's holding its own. And as I always say, anything can happen, but this one's in a good spot to fade if something else steals attention. I was mentioning about wanting to add at VWAP earlier, what, about 10-15 minutes ago? I didn't, and one of the main reasons is because there's not enough distractions right now. So money rotation or money flow might come back to this one unless there's something to steal attention from. So we've been in a very extended pre-market, slow pre-market. If you're new within the last couple months, 3 months, even probably 4 months, we haven't seen a really hot pre-market in a long time. One of the biggest edges of hot pre-markets is the money rotation, as money move from play to play to play, and we just haven't had that in a while because there's just not a lot moving at once. I really didn't want to trade all day today. It's a busy Monday for me, but I might be trading more intraday than I planned. RITR, yeah. Looks like looking pretty weak. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another leg down here soon, but I think the icing on the cake will be if we get like a 8 o'clock runner. Maybe that'll be the flush we need. Todd, would you say nice small play on IINN? I think it gets another chance for a rip and flush. I think this one's done personally. Could be wrong though. I like this setup though. I just wanted to get a little bit higher. And then a lower high fell, and now this one's probably cooked, but no telling what'll happen. Ross has a video about how slow it's been. He thinks there's a correlation between small caps and crypto. Interesting. Yeah, no, it's been very slow. I like doing these pre-market live streams, but I haven't been making that much money from pre-market. Like majority of I didn't pull it this month, but in December, I think like it was like 80% of my gains were from intraday, like 9:30 to 4. just because pre-market's been so slow, and I trade a little smaller in pre-market because of the, you know, the low liquidity. I'm a little bit more on guard in pre-market, but January was probably very similar, to be honest. But when things heat up just a little bit, pre-market, you can make a lot of money when there's more things moving, because there's, again, it goes back to that money rotation. A lot of things moving, money rotates to one play to one play. So you're the best edge pre-market short selling for me, again, not financial advice, but for me is to like not play in the new shiny ticker, waiting for the the next ticker to push and then play the previous one, and you'll usually get some type of flushing action, but we just haven't had that kind of environment in a little bit. But yeah, I bet for Ross it is. I know he always finds a way to make money. He's Ross, and he has a big following and whatever. But I bet it's, since he's primarily a pre-market trader, I bet it has been not ideal for him. Eight minutes till 8 o'clock PRs. I've never had a live stream where I haven't taken a play. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I think it's good to be patient, and if the setup's not there, you shouldn't force any. But for me, I usually find a play, something to play. And let's see if today will be the first. ETLK, is that what it said? ELTK. Bro, I can't ELTK. If there was a play, I'm gonna miss it. Yeah. 200s right here, but I don't like the way these candles are looking anyways. It's kind of sketchy play, so I'm gonna probably hold off on it. I haven't even looked at the Super Bowl like memes and stuff yet. It said the streaker had more yards than the Patriots. Oh, that wasn't a good game. Yeah, and the reason I really don't like ELTK is just it's such a like even this 1 minute candle. Look at it's 8.99 all the way up to 10.30. I'm looking at it now. The spread's pretty big. It's only has like 70,000 shares traded on it, and we're already above the 200. So, is there a play here? There could be, but this feels a little forced. That's a lot for me to say that because I will force some trades sometimes. RITR is hopefully making its next leg down. I really wish I would have added that VWAP when I was talking about it because we're down to 108 now. Only riding out my runners, but I'll take it. Better than it going the opposite way. I'm going to see if we can get a flush to $1 before I consider closing it, though. Because, again, it's just runners, and this is the only play I've been in, so I'd like to make a little more money on it. There we go. We're going down. But like I said, not a lot of size on it, but count your blessings on a slow day like this, I guess. I'll take it. I think we're about to go down even more. Well, the bid, there's a big order that just popped up on the bid, so maybe not, but just going to let this one keep falling in the background. Three minutes till 8 o'clock PRs. If we get a decent setup at 8 o'clock, I might add a little size to it, though, since I'm not going to get to play much today. But again, it has to be a good setup, though. But since I'm not going to get very many plays today, not going to force size, but if there's a decent setup, I might go a little heavier than normal. Because again, I don't want to be trading all day today. I got a busy day, so the plays I do play, I'm going to add a little bit more size than normal. Because I'm definitely like a quantity trader, and not saying that's how you should be, but I just have trust issues with all these tickers, so I don't like going too heavy in any ticker. I've just seen crazy things over the years with, and we saw one not too long ago with MPT where it went from $8 to $30 in a 1 minute candle. So if you hang around long enough, you'll see why I have some of the rules I have. Where I don't like going too heavy in any ticker in pre-market, but especially Chinese. That was a Chinese ticker. What's RITR doing? Oh yeah, we're still going down. Unfortunately, only riding out 500 though. But from 129, so decent little move.
RITR.
Oh, we're getting a bunch of PRs. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a ton that just came out.
ZeroWeb.
So we'll get something to move here. MNTS. Grabbing some locates. All right, MNTS. I'm in it.
MNTS.
Does have a small float, guys. NASA partnership. Okay, I better take some profit quick on this one. Jeez. So I already went ahead and took a little profit on it. It has NASA. Yeah, this could get ugly. So I'm playing it small. I got a really good entry on it though. I had the order sitting at $8.99, so only 500 shares. Since I saw it was a low float, I said I might go a little heavier, but this is not the one I want to go heavier on. NASA partnership news, so I'm already out of most of my position. But it could flush, but this is not this is not the one I'm gonna go heavy on. Low float NASA partnership. But let's see if we get a little flush on it. Only riding out a couple hundred shares at this point though. FLYX. FLYX. This might be a better one. And it just hit the 200, but it's not getting very much volume. Man, I want to slam this thing, but with the news, I'm just not going to do it. I like this setup when it's like really extended like this, but again, the news feels a little strong for me, so. MI. It's not over 50 cents, so I can't short it. So trimming a little bit more here in the 840s. Bro, if this one's fade, everything's gonna fade today. Cause this new, dang, we're fading too. I mean, which is a good thing, but oh my goodness. All right, I'm out. And I might miss a bigger move, but I really thought this one was gonna fight more. Dang, maybe this was the one. I could have caught $1 a share on this thing. Yeah, I still think it's a decent headline, but it flushed. We might make it next leg down. Look at this. So it's a 2.8 million float aerospace and defense company that got a partnership to advance in-orbit servicing and space operations with NASA. And it's in a hot market. You'd get your face ripped off on this one, but I guess due to market conditions. And again, I got in initially. I said I was gonna go heavier. I took a quick stab, 1,000 shares, and then I saw it was 2 million float in NASA, so I immediately took profit. Only at it was like 877, so it didn't make hardly anything. And then just wrote out 500, trimmed on the way down. So I made a little bit on it, but man, I wish I'd have held those full 1,000 shares. Could have made a pretty easy grand on it, but I'm kind of surprised the news isn't doing better, to be honest. What are y'all's thoughts? Thought this was a decent PR and a small float. Surprised but not asking questions. Chile, that's a good way to put it. I'm just a little disappointed because look at this move. Like, this looks like one of the ones that are round trip because it just is too extended. Wick up, wick up, wick up, and then dive. So technically, this move doesn't surprise me, but with the news and float. But yeah, I guess to your point, Delaney, I'll take it too. This was the one I should have added size to. Jeez. All right then. Yeah, I don't blame you for avoiding it, John. And, I've kind of, y'all hear me say this with me being a discretionary trader. I pick my sizing based on my conviction. So that's why I initially had 1,000. I said, oh, 2 million float NASA. Immediately trimmed 500. Didn't care where I was at. Luckily, I was a few cents in the money. Because again, my size is on conviction. So that's why I got it down pretty quick. But all good. I'd rather it go this way than our way. So this is a good sign, guys. If we get another solid pop, I doubt the news will be better than that. So there's a good chance it'll fade. Hopefully. Even NASA can't make this rocket fly with low float. No, you're right, bro. I'm actually a little shocked by this one. MNTS is red and yellow AskEdgar. Yeah, I know the AskEdgar profile looks pretty rough on it, but good news and tiny float usually overrides an AskEdgar profile 9 out of 10 times. But you're right, it is a ugly AskEdgar profile. I might close RITR here soon since we're not getting that little next level down. It's kind of hanging on the 1 minute 200. I don't pay too much attention to the 1 minute 200 as much as the 5 minute, but it will hang out and kind of get stuck at these levels sometimes. So I might close. But yeah, good market conditions for us if that type of news is fading, but we're just not getting a lot of opportunities. Just HUMA breaking news. This is that other scanner, so I don't know if it's legit. Let me pull it up first. So I don't really like the way this chart looks. I'll keep an eye on it, but it looks pretty, it doesn't look very liquid and doesn't look like it's up that much. But anyways, back to what I was saying is, it's cool when the market conditions are this way, but there's got to be some plays to slide into. Just hasn't been a lot. But no, that MNTS, again, last thing I'll say about it, but I've been doing this for a while, and not very often do you see a low float with NASA partnership just immediately flush like that. And again, maybe there's some details in that partnership that are BS, but I know the retail traders didn't interpret it quicker than me and everyone else to realize it was BS. So I think it was. And a lot of times it doesn't matter if the news is BS. Y'all know that. Like, these small caps run on momentum, but could not catch any. But this is probably one of the more surprising ones I've seen in a while. But again, I reviewed the market conditions every morning, or I try to do it every morning in the Discord. I'll post get AI to interpret like all the movers over the past few days. And it's very clear we're in a soft market. Like I was saying, plays that gap up over 30%, or basically 30% or more. 79% of them are closing below VWAP, and 62% of them are closing below what they opened at. So
RITR.
Getting a lot of faders. There's just not been a lot of plays to get in though in pre-market. How do you acquire the statistic? I pull it from a few places. So I pull it from AskEdgar. I pull it from, so there's this report I can pull in trade ideas and kind of just combine them both and then get ChatGPT to word it in a format I have. But yeah, it's just I combined two reports, one from Trade Ideas, one from AskEdgar. There's sometimes a little variance and then just roll with it. TURB. No, not liquid. Yeah, and I post like the current themes and the overall strength, and AI does a little analysis on it, but there hasn't really been any strong theme. So let's see what it said today. China, Hong Kong micro caps, and then no news names, DKI, SXTC, TIRX continue to account for many large gaps. Sub $1 and less than 2 million float names remain relevant, but lack durability and fail to sustain momentum. Sector participation remains scattered. Yeah, see, that's kind of, there's no like real theme. And it thinks a regimen shift requires an outlier. A greater than 150% micro float with credible high impact news is needed to meaningfully change behavior. So we're getting a news, CMND, or I'm getting an alert, CMND. Getting a little pop here. Nothing crazy, but let me pull it up. Yeah, it's only up 10% now. Maybe it was up 20 when it was at 160, but not enough on this move for me to be interested. But we're pushing a little bit. Let's see. Is there any good levels up here? Not real. Oh, okay. If it gets up to 174, maybe. But that's a good ways off in this soft market. But if it pushes up there, I'm interested. Very familiar with this ticker, but 1.5 million float. Wasn't aware it was that small of a float because they're always changing. These trash companies are diluting and adding and whatever, but this is, I think, a psychedelic medicine company. Preclinical pharmaceutical company develops, novel psychedelic medicines to treat underserved health problems. So did they have news? Yeah. Positive safety results, announces top line positive safety results, ongoing phase 1-2 clinical trials. So yeah, in this type of market, phase 1 clinical trial news is a short for me. But I got to see it move a little more than this. I've never had a positive experience on shrooms. That's what Denny Burns said. This is day 5 of pulling a little cash out of LIMN. Crazy symbol. Nice. You've gotten it 5 days in a row? Bro, it seemed like half the Discord. I think it was the day before you got in there, Denny. Maybe it was 2 days before, but like half the crew in the Discord was in LIMN and caught one of those flushes. I wasn't in it. I was too scared. Got faked out and stopped out. I love how Denny said, I've never had a positive experience with you. How's your experience usually go, Denny? Does it turn dark, or is it just not great? My face always hurts from laughing too much. Oh, that's great. And I went ahead and closed RITR.
ICU.
ICU. Let's see if we get a move here. ICU. Okay. I'm grabbing some locates. Never mind. It's already given it all back. Well, that was a nice flush, just too slow. Dang. I'm still annoyed about bailing out of MNTS. But I'm proud of myself because I can have reckless tendencies. So whenever I'm cautious, I usually try not to beat myself up too much with like this one, just getting out quick when I saw it was NASA news. But man, this one hurts though. Look at it. It's at 650 now. I just want a decent pop that gives me enough time to get in it because obviously they're flushing. So I might live stream a little bit longer today. I went over in the end of month call my January stats. I actually did good after 8:30 and 9 for once. I usually do terrible during that time frame. I'm gonna catch me a flush before I bounce. If it presents itself, I'm not gonna force it, but if it presents itself. Nice job, Focus. You caught the backside of it. Nice job. Now, would you say, Todd, can't sweat what is could have? Sure, it could have popped, but I didn't want it to pop anymore. I just wanted it to not have so much, not have NASA the PR, so I bail. Look, ICU's going negative 8%. Look at this. Oh my gosh. What a flush. But no, I'm not sweating it that much. I'm kind of more just joking. Like, it's just wild. Wild. And ICU is going negative too. And we got some good market condition, guys. I just haven't taken advantage of it yet. I mean, I'm up, I'm green, but man, it could have been better. Yeah, Denny, where'd you get in at? I was waiting for LIMN to push on live stream. So on Fridays in the Discord, I do like end of day fades. Got a little playbook for it. Even though it hasn't been as, I'm not gonna lie, like last couple of sessions, it hasn't been super exciting. But this one made such a strong move to VWAP, and I got in too early here. Then average, and then did my. A lot of y'all know, like my very last average, I add super heavy if I need to, and then caught a little bit of this flush, but I didn't hold on to it long enough. And it ended up flushing hard too. I was in 6,000 shares at once, which again isn't massive, but on the bigger size for me, by a 13K position. And then I got out way too quick. Didn't even hardly catch the move. $210, I'm not covered yet. Okay. Okay, nice one. ISPC, I think is what they said, but under 50 cents. And this YouTube thing has me moving. TWG's moving. It doesn't look very liquid either though. Oh, it's pushing. Okay. What is up with this one? TWG. Oh, my computer's freezing. Don't do this to me right now. I gotta look this one up because this one looks like a low float. I've played this one, but I forget what it. That's already flushing. Yeah, this is what scared me. I thought this one was Chinese. Yeah, it is Chinese. Or Hong Kong. 1.2 million float. Oh my gosh, look at this flush. It explains why I used to make more money back in the day, because 2024 was definitely my best year trading. In 2025, last year I did pretty good, but I got more defensive, and then this year I'm even more defensive. But in 2024, if these things popped, as soon as I could get a locate, I was in them. And then I did research afterwards, and I would catch a lot more of these plays, but now I'm a lot more defensive. So I do my research first, and then I miss them all. But I used to take bigger losses back in the day, but kind of explains why I used to make more. But I like being this way better. I'm at this point, I want to preserve my capital, but man, all these plays are just dying. Trade ideas. I have a link up in my description. It's the scanner I use. And if you ever download it, even if you don't use that link, I could care less. I'll share it with you. Like, if you get trade ideas, or if you've had trade ideas and you want my scanner set up, just shoot me a message on Instagram and I'll send it to you. And I have it in the Discord as well, but I'm not going to make you go through a paywall to get it. The reason why I say that is because trade ideas is pretty complex. You can get very granular with it, so it's a little overwhelming at first when you're setting it up. Well, cool. Thanks for joining, Rayman. It's not, we're in a slow pre-market phase, so there's not a lot of action, to be honest, but it goes in cycles. We'll look back at this in a couple months and be like, man, I miss when everything was flushing. $8:30, 1 minute before, or 30 seconds before new PRs come out. Again, I historically don't do as well from 8:30 to 9 and 9 to 9:30. But with everything flushing today, I'm going to push it because I don't want to, like I said, I got a busy day today, and I'm only up $395 on the morning. So I'd like a little more. And again, I'm not going to force it. If there's no plays, there's no plays, but I'm going to hang out a little bit longer with you guys, see if we can find something else. I usually wrap up around 8:30. BDMD has some new news. BDMD. FMST. It's not liquid. Meaning there's no, Todd, if you're in it, you're going to be the only one in this thing. You have some good discipline and not chase a lot of these stocks. I got a lot of scars to show why, my friend. I still feel like I chase a little too much, but appreciate it. Dang, nothing at 8:30 either. Oh, man. KITT. I'm grabbing locates. It's only up. Barely up 20% though. I'm in it. It's kind of forced it, but I'm in it. 115. Got another order at 119 if it gets there. There we go. What's the news on this one? 25 million float. Yeah, we're good. What's the news on it? Announced a strategic investment in UAE expansion with Master Investment Group. I don't really think that's going to do much. So let's see if we get a little drop here. There we go. So trimmed a little at 106. I'm not going to make that much on it, but see if we get a round trip on this one too. Transaction and funding subject to required third-party and government approval. Investment is contingent, and timing and scale of commercial deployment depends on securing regional contracts and approval. So let's see if we get my next exit's at 103. See if we get, oh, we're going there. I'm out. There we go. Cool. Entered a little, like I said, a little aggressive. I entered 2,000 shares immediately. And then I had another 2,000 at 119. So made a couple hundred on it, but just the move wasn't big enough on it to really make that much, but I'll take it. Thanks for the heads up, DHK. What's GZ mean? Oh, really? I didn't even know what that means. Appreciate it. Sure, some of y'all caught it too. Profit train running. What's KITT doing? Is it pushing back up? No. Well, broke 500 realized at least, but again, I would like another play, but again, not gonna force it. If there's something that presents itself, like I said, I'm gonna hang out a little bit longer. This will be a little bit longer session than normal. But if I don't see anything by 9 o'clock, I'll wait and see if there's any 9 o'clock PRs. But again, normally don't do as well with those. But I noticed a lot of the 9 o'clock PRs lately have been flushing. Hence why in January I did okay. So I'll hang out a little bit longer. If MI gets to 50 cents though, I'll be interested in it. Still got, I mean, that's still a 20% move it has to make, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets there. So let me look at the daily. Okay. MI. Chinese, 8 million float. Basically all green on AskEdgar. Mint signed with robotics leader Rice Robotics to pioneer physical AI solutions across Asia. Non-binding. I like non-binding news. So let's see if we get a push. MNTS VWAP. What scares me about this one is like, does people realize it was actually decent news and then it starts pushing? But it probably will fail. And I do have locates for it. I could stop out if it gets back over 760. Let me pull it up. Nope, it's pushing, so I'm gonna wait. See what it has up its sleeve. And it could still fail here, guys. I'm just being a little more cautious since it is decent news. Sometimes you'll see these like act like a zombie and come back to life. So I'm gonna wait on this one personally. And it could flush, but I'm gonna wait. And MNTS is tempting though. Now it looks like it might fail. Okay, I might get me a few positions here at. All right, back in it, new high, I'm getting out. So what's the new high? 783. So this is going to be a risk versus reward type of play. Not going to risk much, but if I get a flush, maybe I can make a little money on it. But if it pushes above 783, I'm just going to stop out. Added a little bit more up there in the 770s, so got a couple little entries on it, but again, let's see what happens. I think we're about to break down below VWAP, but let's see. Basically, I was waiting to see how it behaved around VWAP, if it looked like it was showing strength, if it was going to keep pushing. I wouldn't say it's looking necessarily weak now, but it's not looking as strong. So that's why I'm in it. My average is 771. Decent. So if it breaks over 783, I'm just going to stop out quick. But in the money, about 11 cents now. I want to see if it breaks down here under VWAP. Here we go. So a little flush here will be nice. There we go. Now that we're in the low 40s, trimmed a little bit of my size. So I was in 500, trimmed a little bit. Now I'm just going to hold these runners. So now basically, even if I stop out, it won't be a red play. So these are on the house. Let's see what they do. What did MI do? Did it ever? No. Never made that push to 50 cents. And thanks for the heads up, Joey, about the MNTS VWAP play. There we go. We're in the 730s. See if we break here. I'm not going to add anymore, but if we break, I'll stop out. But it doesn't look like it's going to. It's failed this level 3 times now, on the 1 minute at least. So maybe I should add a little here. Okay, added a little bit more back. So let's see if we get this breakdown at this level. I would say medium confidence on this one. This is far from it's in a bag, because again, it has decent news, and sometimes it takes a while for the market to acknowledge that. So out of everything I've seen, I think it has some of the best news. So if it tries to break a new high here, I got my finger on the cover. But would like to see it break down. But far from high confidence, because like I said, good news and small float. So playing it relatively small with a tight stop. Yeah, I saw UOKA, but the locates were like 250 bucks for 1,000. And it's a like super nano, like less than a million float. So there's too many red flags on that one. It's not acknowledging news, but when shorts pile in, it has to go down. Okay, yeah, whatever, that works too. Well, when longs pile in, it has to go up by that theory, so. And typically when shorts pile in, y'all give us more credit than we deserve. For every like one short, there's like 20 longs. And when there's a lot of shorts in, it's actually bullish because we get squeezed. KD, what was that? Oh, MI is pushing now. Let's see if it gets to 50. So I'm keeping my eyes on. There are big short sellers too, not just us. No, nobody said there wasn't, bro. But again, there's probably not as big as short sellers as your imagination's telling you in pre-market, though. There's a lot of high risk for big short selling in pre-market. But if you want to blame this is why MNTS went down instead of the trash market conditions we're in, that's okay too, but it's not the truth. So it looks like MNTS might break here. Let's see. I think it might break, so I'm almost tempted to start trimming down, but let me see. Hasn't broken it yet. I got my cover at 8, already trimmed down. I'm only in 400 shares now, so here it goes. See, so it's breaking, so I'm gonna go ahead and just trim out before it starts pushing. And it could just fall back down here, but I'm just not even gonna risk it. See if we get a retest. Looks like it might break down here, but again, now that it's kind of in this grinding up action, I'm really not interested. I wanted to see it fail a little bit quicker than this, so I'm just going to leave this one alone. PLBY. Playboy's pumping. I'm about to get a locates for this one. All right, I'm in it. Just because everything's fading so easy, so I went ahead and took me a little shot at it. There we go. Let's see if we break down. There we go. Come on, keep breaking down. Had another ad at 189 when it pushed up there. I made 3,000 shares. Like I said, I'm going a little bit heavier, and that's still not very big, but everything's just dying. So it's already almost gave back most of its moves. So I'm trimming in the 170s here. So I'm back to only 1,000 shares now. So let's see if we push up a little bit. Oh, we're in the 190s now. So let me recycle some of these shares. I'll set up an entry at 195 and 199 if we get back up there. But I'm gonna just hang out with these 1,000 shares, but the move's almost already over. Here we go. But everything's been round tripping, so trying to hold some. PLBY. $77 million float, 171 market cap. So I'm only in 500 now because I've been trimming in the 170s. But if we push back in the 190s, I have an order at 195 and 199. Not making much on it, but just like I said, there's not that big of moves on it to really make that much, but scalping it. Honestly wish it would push back up to 2 one more time, then fail. Get filled. But on the 1 minute, it's struggling under VWAP, so. The news doesn't sound that bad, so I'm not going to add here at VWAP, but again, I wouldn't mind seeing it push to 2, then potentially fail. Get a little more size on it. I didn't even know Playboy still existed. I heard you were keeping them in business, Denny. I didn't really know it either, but they're here. You don't hear of them much anymore. I remember my high school basketball coach. He had some that he would bring to school. I grew up in Sneed, so it was a very questionable place. I remember he went to pull out his, I don't know, notebook or playbook or something. Oh, doing that today in school, yeah, you get they'll arrest you. It's crazy because it wasn't that long ago that I was in school, I guess. But man, it's changed a lot since then, though. Even then. So let's see if I was hoping PLBY. Like I said, I wanted to either push up to 2 so I can get my other fills, or just go ahead and round trip and then I close out my 500. But 9 o'clock is right around the corner, so let's see if we get some PRs. Maybe we get some money rotation. Y'all know I like to add sometimes for the money rotation, but with this one, there's just not, it's only up 15%. So I'm just going to let it play out organically. I'm not going to slap the bid here or anything, expecting it to flush. I would like to see it push to 2 and fail, but I don't think we're going to get that. I think it's about to keep going down, though. It's tempting not to slap the bid. We'll trade a little bit longer than I typically do, but found a few plays here at the end. Again, didn't make that much off this one, but it helped some. Got in a little late, so I didn't have the best entries on it, but in this market, seems like everything's fading, so. Oh, as soon as I got out, it ended up breaking down. MNTS made one more little push, and then it fell. IINN. Man, it got destroyed. All right, I'm adding a little bit to PLBY right here. It's about to be 9 o'clock. I think we're just going to break down more. So let's see. Really? LIMN usually drops at 9 a.m. All right, 9 o'clock. Here we are. Let's see if there's any PRs that came out. A few PRs came out, so. Nothing looks that exciting though. So I'm gonna keep my eye on PLBY, see if we end up breaking down here, see if we push to 2. Here we go, we might get my 2 push. There we go, got my 195 fill now, I assume. Let me look. Yes. And let's see if I get my 199 fill here in a second. Like I said, the news wasn't that bad for PLBY. Signs $122 million deal. Let's see if that was non-binding or if it was like a legit deal. So, and this payment's over 8 years too. So it's not like they get it all up front. So almost, I think it's going to break down here, but let's see. Let's see. It's barely even liquid at this point. It's crazy. How do locate prices change from regular market? Yeah, they're less normally. If there's something that's nano that's been pushing all pre-market, then obviously there's a supply and demand issue. So they stay elevated, but new pops in regular session are usually way cheaper than pre-market. Maybe I shouldn't say way cheaper, but it's pretty significant. Yeah, pre-market locates are pricey. Especially 4 a.m. to what, 6:59? And live stream a long time today. I don't even think I looked at the daily on this one. Does this have any significant levels? So it's popped to 204 recently. There we go. I'm in 2,500 shares now, so drop a little bit lower. I might start covering some of these. There we go. Cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, they might come down some, but going back to what I was saying, it's still a supply and demand issue with these nano floats, because the reason why they charge so much for these nanos is because there's not very many to give out. And just like, you know, most businesses, if there's only so much, you charge more for the ones you have. So the nanos, I would be surprised if UOKA goes down too much, because I think it's, what, 500,000 float, so there's just not very many shares to go around. SXTC. Yeah, we're getting some moves here, so let me pull it up. Is this one Chinese?
SXTC.
This one is Chinese. 1 million float. This one's sketchy, guys, so I'm gonna take my time, figure out if I really want to play it or not. Looking at the daily. probably gonna pass on it, to be honest. And I'm seeing there's no shares available on it. Or yeah, locates. So I'm still holding 500 of my PLBY. I'm trimmed out of 2,000 of them. And I wish I would have trimmed out of all of them because I'm probably going to wrap up the session here. So ended up hanging out a little bit longer than usual. It paid off, made a little bit more, but nothing too impressive. A little over $733.13. So not that exciting of a session, but I'll take it. Probably end up playing more in the regular session around noon. I'll probably come back to the market after some of the market open moves have taken place and see if we can catch some late day pops and stuff. But on that note, guys, I'm gonna wrap up. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, and I have a link for the Discord pin if you want to learn more. Join the community. Got a free trial going, and I will see you next time.